everyone, my name is Dark and we are playing some Ark Mobile. Today I'm going to show you guys the top 7 defensive building strategies to better defend your base against raiders. Let's go! Alright guys, so a few things before we start. Number one, these are going to be defensive building strategies that will help you regardless of if you're online or offline. So these are not going to be how to defend your base by weight grappling a rocket quetzal, because that would be something you have to be online to do. We're going to go over the different defensive building strategies, how to set things up so that if you're offline or to help you while you're online, there's already automated defensive type things in place to help better defend your base. So that's what this is going to have to do with. Second of all, the last part of this video, after we're done with those 7 different building strategies, are going to directly relate to the fact that I am at 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to everybody. So again, the final part of this video is going to have to do with the giveaway that I'm doing because I'm at 1,000 subscribers. If you've seen my last 2 videos, you've seen that I'm going to be doing that. I'll go over what I'm giving away and how to qualify for the giveaway at the end of this video. I will also be doing a base tour. So if you're just watching for what the title says, once you're done with all 7, if you want to see the base tour, stick around. I'll do that first at the end. If you just want the top 7 strategies, watch till I'm done with number 7, and then you don't need to watch the giveaway details and the base tour if you don't want to. If you want the base tour, stick around. If you want the giveaway details, stick around. This video is being posted June of 2020, so if you're July of 2020 and onward, I wouldn't worry about the giveaway. But the base tour, absolutely, because it's pretty gnarly. You should check it out. And lastly, guys, at the very end of this video, I'm going to very briefly talk about a new opportunity I have where I'm going to be playing on an unofficial server, and you guys can play with me. So if you want to hear how you can play with me, stick around to the very end. And alright guys, so without further ado, number 1 on the defensive building strategies is foundation turrets. Now, as you can see in this base, as you can see from when I've been running around, I have lots of foundation turrets all over the place. The way you set them up is you put a metal fence foundation on the ground, then you put a turret on top of that metal fence foundation, and then you put a regular metal foundation over the top of that. It usually sits offset a little bit to the side. And now the goal with this is you want the foundation, the top of the foundation, to sit right below where the turret shoots at the top of the turret. So you can see how the turrets are kind of poking above. That's how you want them to look. The reason you want to do this is it defends against rockets. If somebody comes up and they try to launch a rocket at these foundation turrets, if they, for example, explode a rocket right there, that won't blow up that turret. In order to actually blow up the turret, they have to literally fire the rocket and hit it right on top of where the turret is. Otherwise, it won't blow it up. If you want to see an example of that, watch my PvP series. There's a couple episodes where I tried to rocket run a base and I could not hit the turret for the life of me. So I ended up having to C4 and rocket run the door to the normal generator, which was a lot more wasteful in terms of resources and armor and explosives that I had. So, foundation turrets, very key, very important. And this leads me right into number 2 on defensive building strategies, and that is utilizing tech generators. Regular generators are great for small bases and for small areas, obviously, because the wires and whatnot. But if you're going to build big, if you're going to build very well defended, you need a tech generator. The tech generator on high can allow you to power foundation turrets all over your base without having to have an actual generator nearby or without having wires or anything like that. That's why I'm able to have these random foundation turrets all around the hidden lake area. Now, tech generators are not as expensive as you think. When they first came out, it was difficult to keep them powered because you could only get you could only get 10 element, every dungeon run when you successfully do it. And back then, not many people were very good at them to begin with. Which, by the way, I have dungeon boss tutorial videos on my channel if you want to watch them if you need help with beating certain bosses. Anyways, you can only get 10 per dungeon run. Now, on your first run every single week, if you use the weekly dungeon pursuit, you can get a bonus 25 on that run, meaning 35 element for your first run each week. You can put 50 element in the tech gen on all of its highest settings, and you'll be powered for 10 days. The decay timer is 14 days, which leaves you set because you just refill your tech gen every 10 days. You know, that's 2 weekly dungeon pursuits worth of element, plus any individual runs that you do during that time, which is more than enough. And you don't have to worry about it decaying either because it's a 14-day timer and you've refilled it for 10 days. So tech gens are where it's at. You need to set some tech gens up if you're in your base, if you really want it to be defended really well. Alright guys, now number 3 on the strategies is using vaults. Dropping the vaults on top of your tech generators in order to defend them. So see this right here, the tech gen is completely covered up so that you can't actually access it or destroy it. Now whenever I need to refill it, I've got to destroy one of these vaults, access it, refill it, and then re-drop a vault on top using foundations, couple walls, and a ceiling. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that expensive. You're wasting a foundation, couple walls in the ceiling, and a vault every 10 days. It sounds like a lot of resources. It's not when you're this big. So, you know, it's not a bad thing to do. I really highly suggest you protect your tech generators with vaults. Alright, now for number 4 on defensive building strategies, I want to show you guys using the rocket quetzal that we have set up. But number 4 on this list is how to set up your floating turrets. I already went over the ground turrets, which are foundation turrets with tech gens. Now this is a standard turret tower you see. I don't suggest you do this primarily. I don't suggest regular turret towers as your primary way of defense, you know, floating in the air. Don't do it. Trust me, guys. Everybody has these floaters. It's good to have some. We have some in our base. They're good to have some, but they're not good as your primary source of defense. The reason being, Ark Mobile's meta right now is rocket quetzals and tapageras helping soak and rocket runners on the ground. Now I've already done a video recently on top 7 defensive teams to help counter the rocket runners. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. But for the rocket quetzals and the tapageras, you know, those are all flyers, obviously, and you need to be able to defend against those guys. And these standard turret towers, now this one isn't really built like a standard turret tower. There's several different designs in terms of floating turret towers, but they're all essentially the same concept. If you're going to build these, you need to know that they're going to be destroyed very, very quickly when somebody comes up with a rocket quetzal. They're just too easy to destroy. Look how easily I'm able to circle around this thing as the pilot. You know, I'm flying this quetzal. I'm able to go slowly around it. If somebody was, you know, mounted on their rocket turret, they would have no problem launching the rockets at this tower. You know, it'd be just too easy. Here, look, let me show you guys. I'll go ahead and mount the rocket turret just to show you. So I could go boom, 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 like it, and I don't even have to hit the turret with the rocket. I could destroy it with splash damage, and there's so much like building structure on the tower because it's a tower that I'm more than likely going to dispose of these turrets very quickly. And if I didn't want to go for the turrets themselves, I could just aim directly where the pillar would be on this floater, which is the bottom box section of it, and I could just go boom, 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 and destroy the pillar down there and destroy the entire tower in literally a matter of seconds. It's just too easy. Oh, I almost fell off. But yeah, it's too easy. So build those knowing that they'll help fire at, you know, flyers and raiders, but don't build them as your primary defense because somebody can come in and if they know what they're doing, they will wipe your defense so fast you would not believe how fast it is. We once had a base on Stone Mountain with like 10 to 15 of these towers. It was like 15 towers because we had 150 turrets. We were wiped in an hour, guys, an hour. That's how fast these towers can be destroyed. You know, 150 turrets will take you quite a while to actually put up and build, but it can be wiped in an hour. That's not beneficial. So let me show you guys, number 4, how to build your turrets and how to build your defense. Do you see these floating pillars? Now, in each of those standard floating turret towers, these pillars are the base of it. It's what keeps them floating. But what we've done is get rid of the entire tower concept, and each individual pillar, we just put a turret on top of the pillar. The reason this is beneficial is because, number 1, you can't come up and just wipe the entire, you know, wall and pillar at the bottom in order to dispose of the entire tower, right? you have to go one by one to destroy these. Number two is when you saw me on the rocket turret launching at the tower, it was a huge target. It was near impossible to miss. It was near impossible to miss. These turret pillars, they're going to be so hard to hit because number one, you've got one guy flying the Quetzal, another guy on the rocket turret, and it's so easy to pass it because they're so small. Okay, it's too easy to miss these things, meaning more rockets are going to be wasted rather than utilized to destroy the turrets. So I highly suggest building this way. And yes, floaters are okay in Ark Mobile. They've gone over it before in the Discord. The developers understand that it's a glitch, but they don't really know of any permanent fix for it. So they've basically said, go for it, you can do it. And they'll patch it as they see ways to patch it if they can. So know that you can do that. Now, number 5 on this list, and you guys are kind of seeing it already, is these floating gate frames. The reason these things are useful and important to a defense is because, like I said, the meta is rocket quetzals and flyers. When you're trying to raid a base with a rocket quetzal, the last thing you want is more obstructions to your pilot, because if the quetzal's trying to fly around and gets caught in one of these gate frames, it alters where you're going. It gets you stuck. And if they happen to get stuck on that bear trap that's on the base of the gate frame, you know, you're gonna die. If your Quetzal gets stuck on a bear trap for 8 minutes, it's gonna die by all the turrets. Bottom line. And you're not gonna be able to continue to destroy other turrets because you're gonna be locked in the same place. So, anything you can do to immobilize, in order to stun, to create confusion, to surprise the enemy, that's what you want to do. So that's number 5, is the floating gate frames with the bear trap on the pillar that's holding it up. I know it's kind of hard to see, guys. I'm going to get a steak saute soon, so you guys can see, but the gate frames, that's what you want. That's what you want to use. Floating gate frames, floating turret pillars, pillar turrets. That's the best way to do it, in foundation turrets on the ground. Now, obviously, the best defense is being active and being online. I mean, any base can get raided with enough time, especially if no one's online to defend it. So again, the best defense is to be online. But, at the end of the day, things like this that can help. If somebody comes in to raid this base and they haven't seen this video, but if they don't understand how these defensive strategies work and they don't know all of our surprises, they're not going to be able to wipe us their first push, even if we're offline, because they're going to get caught off guard by things like this. And that's one more advantage for us as a defender, and that's ultimately what we want. And alright, guys, for number 6 on defensive building strategies list is using vaults as your main source of protection for your main base area. So we have our industrial forge outside of it because it's large, and we didn't want to use that many vaults to defend the main base area. We just have the crafting stuff inside there. But essentially, you want to drop all the vaults around all the edges, the corners, and on top as ceilings as well. That's going to provide the best protection for defending your base. Now, this is kind of a small design. If you look up on YouTube designs for this type of base build, a lot of them are pretty big, honestly. They're spacious, they're large, they're big. We didn't really need that. We just need a small crafting area, somewhere to leave our bodies when we log off, and something that's protected ultimately. Now, this goes along with this strategy is you want to use an elevator. So as you can see, it'll take me right up to the very top through the vaults. I think that's some sort of glitch or something. It's been there since Ark Mobile's come out, though. But essentially takes you all the way to the top. You can also go down the same way. And as you can see as well, I have vaults all along the top to block the ceilings. This is number 6. This is the best way to defend your main stuff. If you just have regular metal walls and ceilings, the enemy might not go for the turrets first. They might just go for your walls. And then if they destroy your crafting area, their second push is going to be easy because you're going to have to do a lot of catch up. Now, the other last part to this number 6 tip, it's like 3 parts in one, is this wooden ceiling. In front of your main door to get in, we have a tech door. You can use a metal door. But in front of it, you need to have a wooden ceiling above it with vaults on top of it. That way, if somebody launches a rocket at the door, because that's the easiest way in, it's going to blow up the wooden roof before it blows up the door, which means all those vaults are going to drop. Once they drop, they can't get in. Now, obviously, you can still get in and out by using the elevator if they don't destroy that top track first. But the goal here is to protect your crafting area and your resources so that you're not having to deal with a major setback when you're dealing with multiple pushes in a large raid. So again, you want to make sure you use vaults as your main outside structure as your protection. Use a wooden ceiling in order to protect access to your crafting area into your main base area in case of a raid. Also, use an elevator to get in and out in case you need to utilize it. Alright guys, for number 7 on defensive building strategies is do something different. Have a surprise. Have an ace up your sleeve. Every defense in terms of typical defenses in Ark Mobile are pretty much the same. It's all the same. If you do something different though, then you're going to have the advantage, because not only will you potentially have the element of surprise, but you're also going to have the advantage because the enemy won't be experienced with your defensive design. If you've got an enemy that's raided your base design 10 different times in the past month, he's not going to have any problem with your base design. Trust me, it doesn't matter how good of a player you are. If he's raided a base just like yours 10 times, you're number 11. So, do something different. Some examples of this is don't put the tech generator where you would expect it to be put, and maybe even use a decoy. Another example would be narcotic traps. Most people don't use those, but those can be very intelligently utilized as a surprising factor to a defensive strategy. So anyways, number 7, do something different with your design. So now that we're done with the top 7 defensive base building strategies, I want to show you guys the base tour before I go into the giveaway. I already kind of went over this a little bit, but this is the inside of our main base area, our crafting area. We've got a chem bench and a smithy. I use the bear trap trick in order to place that in the same spot in order to save space. Leave me a comment if you want to see how to do that. We've got bed in here, we've got refrigerators, we've got a backup regular generator in case our tech gen outside gets destroyed, which by the way, most bases would have a tech gen right there, so that is potentially a decoy. Most people would expect it to be there, but that is our main base area. Over here we have our tech teleporter for dungeon access. We have one of the Arthros, our living turrets. Watch my top 7 defensive tames video if you want to see how Arthur Flurzer uses defense as well as other tames. There's our our industrial grills, or indie grills. This is one of our potent dust farms, which I also have a video on my channel. Check it out. It's how to set up a greenhouse and a farm for potent dust. I'm using the premium seeds, so check it out when you get a chance. But let's go ahead and get on the Griffin and show you some more of the base. Alright, so this over here, guys, is basically our little PvE style build. We got a tower over here, a couple towers, and a large behemoth gate frame, and some random smithies. We use these for just some crafting, some different ammo, and some quick stuff like that. But, let me eat another steak saute. But this thing over here is our kitchen kind of area, as well as a little bit of a greenhouse. We've got some berries and veggies in there. We don't keep anything important in here because this would be the easiest thing to raid and hit if raiders came in. So again, there's nothing really important in here. It's just a cooking station kind of out of the way of the main base. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue on with the tour. Up here we have a little dodo farm area. We're just breeding some dodos. We're still in the beginning of it. We're currently around 1.5 in size. So we're still working on getting those things up, but we again have it out of the way of the main base because we tend to hit the structure limit a lot. So anything we can build kind of further away, we do. And then while I'm flying over here, I want you guys to see kind of the view because it's pretty amazing. And then these over here, guys, are behemoth metal gate frames. We do not have any actual behemoth gates though in them. The reason we have these up is simply to keep titans out. We don't even have these attached together. They're spread out because, like I said, the goal is just to keep titans out because that is the biggest threat to us in our base is a titan coming in. So that's what their purpose is. As you can see, also we have everything dyed. That's because when we reset the decay timers, it's an easy way for us to not miss anything. This is our little breeding area with our AC units and everything. It's just a fancy looking thing. would be easy to destroy, but again, nothing of importance is in there because once the egg hatches, we take it out. And then let's go ahead and continue the circle and go this way. As you can see, lots of foundation turrets everywhere, lots of floating pillar turrets everywhere. Those top 7 base design strategies, we use them. That's how I came up with them. And then over here we just store some of our defensive tames from the top 7 defensive tames list, along with some other tames over there. This is our underwater breeding area, so that way an egg can hatch inside of there and not get shot down by turrets immediately. And then, as you can see, we've got just more tames around here. We've got a couple indie forges over here. One of these was from our original base build over here because we redid it with the vaults. And then the new forge that's closer to the actual vaults and main base themselves. This is just a little storage area which keeps some things inside of there. Honestly, nothing really that crazy. And then we've got this little storage area as well. And then the last thing that I do want to show you guys for the base tour, because this is just really cool to look at, is the view. Like what I was telling you before. I gotta wait for my steak saute to run out so you can kind of see it. I think it's already past nighttime, so it won't be quite as beautiful as it normally is at night, but it'll still look nice. Kind of looks like it's dawn or something. But let me get up here and show you guys the view. Let's get a little higher. Alright, and then just look at this. So we have Eerie turrets and regular turrets mixed together, but the Eerie's are what really shine. Look how cool that looks. And then once we finish those behemoth gate frames all the way around too, it honestly looks so sick. And there's all these pillar turrets, all these floating bear traps, floating X-plants, foundation turrets, X-plants on the ground, regular turret towers, everything. Very well defended. Honestly, I know we get lots of invasion threats for our server because I'm part of the big alliance right now. So we have a lot of tribes in this alliance, a lot of people threatening to invade the server. And I'm sure someday we will get raided, but whoever ends up actually winning is going to have a very hard time on this base because we have done a lot to it. It's pretty incredible, and there's still some surprises that I haven't quite told you, so good luck to anyone that tries to actually invade us. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the giveaway, because that is what you guys want to hear about. That's what I want to tell you guys about, and that's what this is all about. So this is Tina the Frog. I showed you guys her in the last video I did on the top 7 defensive tames. And if you guys are part of my Discord, and if you're not, by the way, join it. Link is in the description. But if you are part of my Discord, you've probably seen some of the different updates I've put on there recently. I've got a lot of different channels that I've added, lots of different things that I've done. And one of those channels that I've added is a giveaways channel. So in addition to Tina the Frog, I'm also going to be giving away an RG. I'll probably decide a little bit later, in the next couple minutes, on which RG that will be. So you'll see that in this video. But I'll be giving away Tina the Frog and an RG. There's going to be 2 different ways to win one of these tames. Number one, actually, let's go pick an RG first, because before I tell you guys how to win, let's just look at the other prize. Alright, so let's go ahead and get through all this mess of tames. And which RG should I give away? I think the best one, for the sake of what someone else could use, would be this one. So this RG has 980 base weight. I know that from memory. I don't actually have that written down on here. The reason I know that from memory, though, is because we've used this as our solo farming RG. We've essentially leveled it almost exclusively in weight. We've put a few level ups in the movement speed just to kind of help with the speed, but almost exclusively into weight, and that's why it's got over 4,000 weight with the gold collar. And so for any of you who have had to solo farm before, like in my solo farming series, with an RG and an Anki, or an RG or Doed, or whatever it is, you'll know that 4,000 weight on an RG is a very, very good thing. You can easily farm 10k metal with this and an Anki, and not be weighted down to where you're encumbered. So anyways though, how to win. How do you win either this RG or the Frog? There's going to be 2 different ways. Number one, you need to be a subscriber on my channel, which, by the way, guys, thank you for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. I love you all. I appreciate you all. You all are the best. And Thank you. Anyways, to qualify for this, you need to be a subscriber, and then you need to comment on this video. In your comment, you need to say whether you want to win the RG or whether you want to win the frog. You can say Tina the Frog, whatever. Just choose between the RG and the frog. The winner that is randomly chosen from the comments will get whichever tame they chose. If you don't pick a tame and your comment is chosen, I will carry on and go to the next comment, so make sure you pick which one you want to win. And now for the remaining tame that is left over, that's where my Discord channel comes in. So if you want to qualify for the tame that is left over from the first win, you need to join my Discord server. The link is in the description, and in the giveaways channel, there is a little reaction thing that you click on that makes you qualify for the remaining tame to win the remaining one. So again, to qualify for the second place in the winning and win the remaining tame, make sure you join the Discord, click the reaction in the giveaways channel, the giveaway section of the Discord, and if you win, you'll get whichever tame is remaining from the frog and the RG. So join the Discord. And as for when this giveaway will end, guys, I'm going to end it Sunday night at the very end of the night. So midnight Monday morning, Pacific Standard Time, that's when it ends. So make sure you qualify for it before then. Alright, so a couple more things, guys. And if you guys are still with me at this point in the video, thank you so much for watching this entire thing, because I know this is definitely getting long at this point. It feels like it's almost been a half hour. Definitely feels like a long one, so thank you. But anyways, I have recently set up a Patreon account. The link to my Patreon is in my Discord server. I'll also put a link though in the description to my Patreon. Essentially what that is you can subscribe to a content creator, to someone that runs unofficial servers or Discord servers, whatever it is. There's all sorts of reasons people set up Patreons, but essentially you can subscribe to them, pitch them a couple bucks, $5, $10, whatever it is, you know, once a month, and it just helps support the content creators so that they can focus more on what you enjoy watching. So if you want to do that, I'll love you for it. Thank you so much. If you don't though, no problem, no worries at all. Just like the video, because that helps me a lot too. Also, if you do want to help me out beyond just liking the video, but you don't necessarily want to donate money directly, I will put a link in the description, as well as there's a link on my Discord server that is an Amazon affiliate link. Essentially what that is you click the link and it takes you to Amazon and you just shop like you normally would. So if you're going to buy something off Amazon the next week, instead of buying it the next week on Amazon, click the link and buy it that route. So don't close it out after you open the link, find what you were looking for, and then purchase it. And if you do that, I'll get a small percentage of what you spend, of what you pay. It's through the affiliate program. They do that as a way of like paying for the referral. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and that would help me out a ton as well. So if you want to help me in that way, click the link. If you don't, no worries at all. If you don't need to buy anything, no worries at all. Just like the video. I still love you for it. Thank you so much. Alright guys, and last thing, and if you're still with me, thank you so much. Last thing though, I am heavily considering starting a new character on an unofficial PvE server. Again, that's an unofficial server. It's a PvE setting. I'll probably join the medium difficulty one. But anyways, I've been talking with some guys that are MGL, Mobile Gaming League. There's 5 different owners that run different PvE servers, all under the same Mobile Gaming League brand. It's MGL if you search the unofficial list of servers within Ark Mobile. But I'm considering joining one of their servers. I've been talking with them a lot. They run a really smooth system, good system. They really know what they're doing, lots of experience. They run weekly events and whatnot. I think it would be cool to play with some of you guys, some of my subs and viewers, on a PvE server where it's a little more relaxed, and you know, we can do dungeons, we can breed, that kind of stuff, nothing too crazy. But if that's something you would be interested in, leave me a comment, because I'd love to know. Again, it'd be through MGL, Mobile Gaming League. It'd be an unofficial PvE server. And 2 really big things that I really love about it is there's no DK or unclaimed timer, and they're also not at the tame limit. They make sure they keep track of tames, make sure that no tame space is really wasted, so you can actually breed and not have to worry about the tame limit being reached 24/7. Anyways though, I know this was a really long video, so I really appreciate it if you made it this far. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to join the Discord, join the Patreon if you'd like, shop through Amazon if you'd like, qualify for the giveaway, do it all. You guys are great. Thank you again for getting me to 1,000 subs. My name is Dark, and I will see you next time.